in today's video, we're going to work with the lemniscate, and we're going to start off by having it in a vertical position and then transforming it to be in a horizontal position. So if you've seen video 17 and 18, then you'll be a little bit prepared for the type of work we're going to do here. But otherwise you could go and have a look at those. So what I want to do is I want to just start off by drawing just very lightly on my paper. Okay, that's very light, you're not going to be able to see anything yet. But basically, I'm just sort of feeling my way into my lemniscate to start with. So our lemniscate, in case you haven't seen any of the previous videos, is a form that sort of consists of a rounded bit at the top, and then a sort of straight bit, and a rounded bit at the bottom, and then a straight bit. Rounding at the top, straight in the middle, rounding at the bottom, straight in the middle, rounding at the top. So here we are, here we have our lemniscate. I've felt my way to a lemniscate shape that is fairly harmonious, and you can always work to improve your harmonious feel of a form. Go over it, but this is good enough for the what I want to show you. What I want you to do now is I want you to imagine you have a center point at the top and a center point at the bottom of your lemniscate, and you have a force that's pressing out at the top and pressing out at the bottom at the same time. We want to maintain our center point, and we want to maintain the top part, you know, not go beyond the top of our lemniscate, not go beyond the bottom of our lemniscate. So when we're having the force pressing out, you imagine there's like a wall here, so it can't expand beyond that, and there's like a stop or wall down here where your line can't go beyond, but it can expand in the other directions, and there's a force pressing. So what you want to do is you want to just slowly and through a process beginning to add on to the sides of your lemniscate, both at the top, both sides, and at the bottom, both sides. You want to just add on a bit. Every time you go round, you're adding a little bit more. And then you want to go and you want to maintain your center point at all times. And no stopping like I just did there. You know, you keep it fluid, keep it in motion all the time as you're doing this. And it might take a few times before you get there. You might lose your way. You definitely don't want to drink coffee whilst you're doing this or smoke a cigarette. You want to pay attention. So that you don't get big gaps between your lines. Just in a process all the time, moving your line, expanding it. So here now, you know, we're beginning to think, okay, well, what's going to happen now? Well, we're still going through our center point. Can you see I'm still going through my center point? But now the line is beginning to actually, it's curving up the way and then coming back down through the center point, curving even further down the way, coming back up, round, curving down the way, coming up. And here is the beginning of, can you see that? Here is the beginning of the lemniscate as it's sort of beginning to shape. So it's, you know, we're still we're slowly building on either side, but that's basically what's happening here. So you just keep going. And you can see I've maintained as best I could my top and bottom here and my center point. You really have to apply will, because it's both expanding, but you have to, you know, it's the etheric, it's the expanding force, but it's also the astral, having to keep it in check, making sure that it's going where you want it to go and doesn't, so it doesn't rage out of control. So now we're actually almost there. And now I can really focus on my horizontal lemniscate, making sure that it's the shape I want it to be. So I'll maybe just, actually I'll just draw this up with the light graphite I have here. So this is the form that we came from. Try and draw that up hard. And by expanding that, by having a force pressing out from the center points here, what we've ended up with is this form. So as you can see, even though I did actually make a pretty good effort at not going to go beyond my wall, it still has grown a little bit, and that's okay. You know, you just work with it and you try your best. But basically now you have an understanding of how you get to the form, this form here, which will be, I'll be showing you another exercise with this form next week, and you can practice this if you want to. You don't have to, But this just gives you an understanding of how coming from a vertical to a horizontal, you can do this form, how this form has arisen. Okay, that's all for this week. I'll be back next week with a new form drawing exercise for you.